But yeah, basically
Okay.
the sound in the UK, I don't know what was going on, but we were warned not to go out. Obviously in the UK, any kind of weather condition and we sort of fall apart. But here we go, first map here in the tournament. It is a best of one between, as you said, CNZ and imba here on Sinister. I watched imba off the spawn, pick up the red armor. Actually, he's got a lot to his name at the moment, and the lightning gun, which he's going to be wanting to try and deny CNZ of. And CNZ, just with the rail gun, it's going to be tough to really defend anything at this point, DDK, as he tries to rail a rail gun on toward this lower yellow.
Yeah, that low armor stack is very troublesome. You can see that he feels the same way. He's going to back away for that yellow armor. Just take things slow to begin with and not really commit. We can see how defensive his positioning is, but look at imba. He's actually going to give his opponent, CNZ, that red armor. Deals a lot of damage, but I don't know if that was a worthwhile move, because look at this. CNZ beats him to the mega as well. Those were both items that should have been guaranteed for imba.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what CNZ's got. He did it all with a railgun and 0 armor. That is literally how he's turned this around. imba's obviously thrown this a little bit in the opening moments, but as we say, we're only a minute into the game and plenty more time for imba to find his feet. It is the first game of the tournament for both players, and well, CNZ did win the warm-up match in terms of damage, so I guess he's got that going for him as well.
It was quite comical, actually, at the start there. But look at this, CNZ. He's got that stack. He's going for the pursuit. imba just jumping in front of him. The rockets are good, but his stack is far worse, and he will fall for that reason. And CNZ just has to keep running the items. He's got plenty of time until this red armor is going to be up, and I should think that he's going to have no trouble taking this one, especially with a nice little combo like that. Rocket to rail. And he could have been in a bit of trouble there, but he saved it with a little lucky rocket. I'm going to call that a bit of luck there.
I think that's safe. And at the moment, CNZ, he's in a position to take this lower yellow as well. imba's on the back foot now more than ever. If he comes in here, CNZ, he should be able to find the flag. 2 brilliant defensive railguns. Like, all he can really hope to hit is one more, and he's going to have to back away as quick as possible. Even coming back in toward this mega is risky. If CNZ connects with that railgun, he would go down, and yes, he will. I have no idea why he decided to do that. You need a little bit more armor to stay alive there. And, 3-0 on the board.
Yeah, so all in all, after a very strange start, we're seeing CNZ coming out so far with what looks to be a stable lead, and he's going to have a stable control to go with that. He's got that next yellow. The next red is coming up with the mega as well. This could be an opportunity for imba to make a play on one of the items. If he can get his opponent a bit delayed on... Well, it looks to be actually he's going to make the play on the mega. He's just going to go straight for it. CNZ defense picks it up mid-fight. That red's just sitting there. It's been sitting there for a while now. And this is one of those situations where even though we have some great rails coming in from imba here, it's going to be CNZ to pick up that red. But that was one of those situations where if you position yourself smartly as the out-of-control player, you can actually steal something away. And we're seeing some errors there from imba overall, but it seems like he's survived at least, but with how much?
Yeah, I think imba is definitely a player that could out-aim CNZ. So I can see and appreciate kind of why he went for that fight at Mega Health. But if you're going to do that, you really need to get in there a bit early before the Mega spawns. So you can either force your way in, pick it up during the fight, or at least deal some free damage before backing away. And here we go, CNZ is going to now catch out imba. He did pick up the Mega Health, but this is going to be wasted. The flank will come in. And yeah, just imba's got to pick his fight well. As I do believe in that one-on-one exchange, he would come out on top with an even stack.
Actually, interestingly, the sad thing there for imba was that he had the mega, but he messed up the jump and hit a wall. Had he not lost that like extra second, he would have actually gotten away with it without taking damage. So that's kind of an interesting, or unfortunate little fact. But CNZ diving in for that red once again, met with limited resistance there as again imba, taking these fights where he just doesn't have to stack to commit in such a way, and he's gonna be looking at a 5-0 scoreline all because of moves like that. And now he's taking these rail duels, and how risky is that? Look, CNZ, he's got all the armor in the world to fall back onto, and look, he's just gonna push the issue with this rail. What is this we're seeing? Rockets coming out, finally some sense brought into play by CNZ, and he will pick up the 6th kill.
Yeah, a bit sloppy really. He knows when the mega time is. If you're going to stand there, at least have a mega health to back onto. There's still the red off the spawn, but you can see CNZ just doesn't care. He can just snipe him from a distance. He can even take another one if he wants. He's got a lot of armor to his name, a lot of HP, and yeah, there comes another frag on the board. And it is just imba needs to press his back button a little bit and just play a little bit more cautiously. But then again, DDK, 7 frags, 8 frags on this map is going to be tough to come back from. So in some respects, maybe he should just keep going, do what he's doing, and hopefully you get the frag eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, he needs control. He needs to try to find a situation where he has control and then makes the frag somehow, because he's actually getting CNZ pretty low now. This could work out. There you go. He does find the kill. So now he's got to engineer a situation where he can solidify control without much risk. And with such low health after that fight, this is the problem. Your opponent, all he has to do is just attack you, and you're likely to die. Or even if you do get the item, you're low again, and you can't have that stable control you need to string a lot of frags together. And CNZ straight back in it with control now, a dominant stack. It feels like we're having a situation where imba really needs to just work on his ABC game. You know, listen to Cooler, the timing, positioning, and so on. Need to get that under control.
I mean, it's not even just about the timing of the items that he needs to start doing and running the ABC game across the map. It's the timing of his fights. The 2 fights he's now taken, that he had a pretty good opportunity. He even picked up the frag there. There was just nothing spawning for him. It's just, yeah, along with the ABC game, the fights have to come in at the right moment. And there comes another Mega Health. He will steal it away. Maybe this is a small opportunity for him, but again, he doesn't really have a whole lot of armor. He has the 66 from the yellow armor, but in this fight, it should be relatively even. Both players have the lightning gun, both players have the railgun. If CMZ hits it like he does, imba really has to fall away here. He can't afford to challenge, surely.
And CNZ going to make quick work once more of imba as he falls down the stairs. And it doesn't seem to be like there's going to be many opportunities, if any, for imba to get back in this game, especially if he continues to take this same approach, which seems, to be honest, it seems reckless overall. I mean, it feels like he's not really thinking through some of these situations, and he's really getting hurt because of it.
It's like a fly to the light. He sees the green enemy and he's just like, okay, gotta kill him. Or a dog to the bone. Maybe that's a better analogy, I don't know. But he just sees it and he goes for it. There's no second doubting or second questioning himself. That's just, it is what it is, I suppose, here for imba. And yeah, that definitely needs to change. Not maybe in this cup now, obviously. This map is definitely going in favor of CNZ, but moving forward to next week or whatever cups he happens to play in, if he wants to improve, because as we always mentioned, DDK, some players don't really have the desire to be the best. They just want to, play the game. And I guess you could say that's
they
what
want to suck.
Yeah, well, okay. If you want to put it like that, yeah, I guess they want to suck.
They haven't got the drive, the passion, commitment, the discipline.
Yeah.
Nah, it's always one of those things, definitely. And this is what happens at the start of the tournament often as well, as we in the very early stages. Of course, this is the first match that I think round of 64. So it's kind of a match that we expect sometimes to see. But though we saw recently quite an exciting match with him on Cure, and who was it against? I cannot for the life of me remember, but I'm pretty sure it was imba versus someone else on Cure, and it was like the last 15 seconds of the game were just delicious, golden, amazing comeback. Do you remember what I'm talking about, MSC? You were casting it with me, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, remind me again. Sorry, I was reading the chat. The amazing comeback. Are we talking about the Madball game?
Was it Madball? No, it was a Cure match. I'm pretty sure it featured imba. And so I'm not sure who the other player was. I cannot remember the life.
I do remember watching imba play on Cure, but I can't remember the match specifically.
Anyway, I will have to find that out, and I'll have to tweet it, because actually the last 15 seconds of that match were just freaking awesome. Really, really awesome. It was just... I will link that on my Twitter for sure later on.
That's the thing. He has a pretty good aim on him, imba. It reminds me of like a Clan Arena player maybe venturing into Duel. I don't really know what imba played before it, but that's kind of what he reminds me of. Just he can't actually utilize his aim. I think a good comparison here would be Sirius. Sirius is like a Clan Arena player, but he does have a better grasp on the fundamentals of Duel and running the items and so on and so forth. I'm sure it's him timing it. He's not got a brother or anyone doing it for him. I'm not gonna go there, but I mean like that to me is a Clan Arena player that is successfully transitioning, whatever you think of him. And imba, he just hasn't yet found his feet, but when he does get on a roll, when he does get a frag or two, and he's able to pick up a couple of items between them, get the route going, and I think that's kind of what it's for with imba. If you can get a route going, not to necessarily time all the items to the milliseconds, but if you can just get a route that he just runs consistently, then you'll see him rack up frags. But he's just not been a possibility to do it on this map, and I think that's obviously one of the reasons why it's this kind of score difference.
Indeed. And seeing as they're making an easy match really of the start of this tournament, which is good news for him. He's often a guy that's kind of scary, because like you mentioned with Sirius, CNZ has good fundamentals overall, pretty good aim, so he can, with the right start, he can be very scary sometimes. He's had some better periods than others. I remember last year, early on, he had some really great moments. And speaking of Sirius, maybe like Sirius is a cool player to watch because we don't know yet if he's going to be like the next Seven, for example. Seven, you know, his story still isn't concluded, but he's definitely a guy with great aim. And now he's built in some really solid dual fundamentals, and he's getting really good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Seven's story will turn out like. And today we might see a big result from him. He'd have to probably run through players like Sirius and Agent Pavel, Cypher. So he's got a very tough upper half of the bracket. But I think we're going to take a quick break, guys, and we'll come back with the next match here for the third Sunday Cup of the spring season. We'll see you right after this.